Welcome to Crappens. Don't wait a week for a new video. Join our Patreon at the Crappens On Demand level for instant recap access. Link in description. Enjoy the show. Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, the podcast for all that crap that we love to talk about on Ye Old Brovs, which is a channel on the television. Ding! I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Great. Good to see you, my little friend.
Good to see you, too.
Going okay over there?
Everything is going great. I just want to do one bit of personal shilling for my Substack. I mentioned earlier this week, I put up my chocolate cheesecake recipe. So it's a recipe that I love. So if anyone wants to know this chocolate cheesecake recipe, go to nbdfancy.substack.com. I'm just blatantly shilling my Substack. So go check that out.
Why shouldn't you? Go to it. I'm a member of it. I love it.
I don't want to be obnoxious like that, but I love this chocolate cheesecake, and I made it when I had COVID last week, and it brought me so much joy. So, if you guys are looking for a good chocolate cheesecake recipe, that's simple and
there
easy.
There it is.
Check it out.
Yeah, do it, everybody. NBD Fancy. So this is a Salt Lake City episode, but first, guess what? We are on video as usual. Get those videos on Patreon on demand, which is our video channel on Patreon. Okay. We're also on YouTube. These come out a week later on YouTube. If you don't want to pay for them, we don't want to make these only available to people who are paying. So you can watch them on YouTube as well. We're also on Instagram. Both our personals. You'll see all of Ben's and BD posts. You'll see my Nancy posts, who is a terrible cook, not like Ben. And just a bunch of other silly videos that I make on my Instagram and TikTok. Find those. And also all our Watch What Crappens stuff on Watch What Crappens Instagram. Okay? There's a lot of stuff to follow. Also, be a member on Patreon, because that's also where you get bonus episodes. Those are always super fun. And every Monday night, not every Monday night, but every other Monday night, first and third Monday of the month, we are doing an Instagram live show. It'll eventually be a show that we post audio of and stuff like. Once we get our shit together, that could take us years. Yeah. Right now we're in workshop mode.
We're in workshop. We're like Hamilton in 2010.
We're in like Chicago tryouts mode. But we're doing that right now, and that's really fun. It's been a disaster a few times because we're trying to figure out professional sound and recording and all of that. So we're trying different formats, different ways to do it. It is always fun. No matter what a disaster it is, it's always fun. So that's going to be this next Monday. What would that be? The 18th, Ben? So join us then. Yeah, and that's at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Now today, who cares about any of that? Because today we're here for the very special Trixie
Monoclackle?
No, it's a real Trixie, the actual
Trixie Mattel.
Trixie Mattel.
A real Trixie.
Real Trixie. Trixie Mattel from Drag Race is on Salt Lake City today.
Yes,
Holler.
The first Trixie.
Woo.
And I've heard of Trixie Mattel before, obviously, because Trixie Mattel has become really famous, but I haven't actually seen her in action, and she cracked me up. She was hilarious. And just she wasn't on very long, but I loved the way she was just kind of like laughing in Whitney and Angie's face. I was like, okay, I see why Trixie Mattel is very famous.
Yeah. Could you talk about something for a second? I need a minute.
Yes, I am going to talk about something. What I'm going to talk about is the fact that this episode was so good. When we sat down to do the notes, I saw it was supersized. I always groan when I see it's a supersized episode because it just means more time taking notes, and that always bums me out because, if it's a viewer, supersized is great, but as taking notes, I'm like, ugh. But this episode was so good that the supersizedness of it just flew by. So far in 2 episodes, this show is just working at such a high level, and Mia has been a gift that keeps on giving. Every Mia scene, I had a moment where I laughed out loud. Now, Ronnie is doing great work here with this visual. This is why you need to be watching Crappens on Demand, because Ronnie has come through with some Angie Hay glasses. Wow,
yes.
Ronnie. Where did you get these?
I wish they were actually pink lenses. These are pink. I need to they're mirrored, so I need to make sure there's nothing horrible on my screen right now. But yeah, these pink sunglasses are my Palm Spring sunglasses, because where else can you get these? But yeah, I just love
how
this whole
appropriate.
episode because I got to show off my sunglasses.
It's perfect. Your sunglasses look amazing.
These are the best kind of sunglasses to wear. Everybody loves you when you wear mirrored sunglasses because all they see is themselves. Like,
Yeah.
there's no better way to get attention than wearing mirrors on your face. Okay,
Yeah.
especially in California. So let's go to this episode. So we get our taglines for the season, and the first one's the best one. There, I said it. I'm not even going to wait for you to judge. I'm just going to say.
Yeah, I can't. Okay, I was lost in my notes because I was on below deck notes by accident. Oh yeah. Okay. You want me to start, or you want to start it? It's your favorite one.
I don't
You should
care.
start it. You should do it because you like this.
I'm
one.
on a mission to serve Lisa, and I love that for myself.
And then, by the way, in classic Lisa Barlow, every single season, Lisa Barlow does not know how to deliver her line. She always rushes through too fast. She goes, "I'm on a mission to Lisa, and I love that for myself." Then Heather's like, "I own a beauty empire, so I don't need any of your lip service."
I kind of like that. I think
good.
that's pretty cute. But guess what else you don't need? Any of your own lip service. There's been enough lip service. There's my tagline. No more lip service, okay? Let's all calm down, okay? Can't go fill your car up every day. You're going to get gas all over the ground. And the rest of us are going to step in it, okay? Be careful
Yeah.
with yourselves. So then we get Monica, and she's like, I keep my friends close, but my secrets closer. It's like, you do not keep your secrets closer. You are the M. Night Shyamalan of housewives. I've never seen a housewife with more twists and turns than this lady.
I know.
She is literally the Sixth Sense in human form.
I see dread people, but also like her storyline this episode, she revealed that she actually did not keep a secret. So then we have Meredith in a town full of dirty lies. Everyone could use a bath, which falls into the category of taglines that are a bit of a stretch.
Meredith just
funny.
decided that the bath was going to be her thing forever because she took a bath that one time. I mean, what the hell?
I was hoping hers would be something like, I've been to many places and I've made a lot of bean salads. No. Bean salad, done that. Bean.
It takes a village to cut a lemon.
You can go. Well, if she just did that, but what if that was just her tagline?
Well, Meredith is doing this thing where she's completely changing her voice this year. I'm not sure if she doesn't like how it's made fun of on the internet or what she's doing, but she's trying to reinvent her voice, and she's really showing off her new one in this episode, and we'll get to it. But it's like this, like, oh, I'm just a happy girl. It's like this weird lilt that she's doing, and I'm cracking up at it. Also, this whole bath thing, like, congrats, you took a bath. I dated a guy like that one time. I was just always getting on it. It's like, take a fucking bath, dude. Like, have some respect. He takes a bath and he wants a gold medal, you know? It's like, that's a normal thing to do, to take a bath.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, then is Angie, who is, it's going to be trouble to differentiate this voice from Lisa this year because they are very similar. They do both have this kind of thing, but Angie speaks in staccato.
Yes.
And she also doesn't ever know her lines. She's always trying to remember her lines, and she speaks in questions that are in staccato to herself. And this is her line. I may be Greek, but don't expect an olive branch from me.
I may be Greek, but don't expect an Acropolis from me. Can we workshop that? That felt a little
Don't
forced.
expect a Zorba from me. Okay, did that work? Does anybody else know the musical Zorba? I love that one.
I may be Greek, but my yogurt is runny. Does that?
I
that
may
work?
be Greek, but don't call my yogurt Chobani. Chobani.
I may be Greek, but I have a philo dole on all of you.
So stupid.
I'm just still workshopping. Like, okay, Angie, just say don't expect an olive branch from me. Okay.
And then you do Whitney.
Having faith in myself is is, wait, can I go from the start? Having faith in myself is the only religion that I, what's the rest? Need.
Now we go to Happy House, and I don't know. Oh no, it's Happy
No.
Haws is what I wrote because the
He
song
was
is
very
like
happy.
ha ha dun 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 ha dun 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 ha dun 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 ha dun 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 ha dun 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 ha dun 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 ha. So now we're at the Jordan River Trail, very biblical.
It is.
I think a king was sent as a baby down that river. King James, maybe. King
And
something?
Larsa Pippen tried to date its son. She was confused.
She's marrying his son. Actually,
That's true.
She's
Larsa
marrying
Pippen's
the river's son.
So Meredith gets out, and
There's
she's
nothing bigger like than rivers like. Maybe if I dated like Lake Sun, that would be better. But like I'm dating River Sun, so
I
it's
didn't
huge.
realize the River Jordan. Like I didn't know the River Jordan son when I was like my ex-husband was like when Lake Pippin was like working with like River Jordan. So Meredith is arriving in. She has metallic blue pants on and like a Monsters Inc. jacket as usual. But then Lisa Barlow shows up and she's like, "Hi, I'm Lisa Barlow, and I'm wearing a jacket that represents Andy's Mints right now." She really looks like she's wearing wrappers for Andy's Mints.
Meredith's was my favorite because she's wearing like Michael Jackson pants, but in like really bright, shiny tinfoil blue. And I recognize the pants. I couldn't remember where I've seen the pants, and it's from my Sackboy character on the Sony PlayStation.
Wow.
Because you can put yourself in different outfits. And I own those pants in computer form. And they're as hilarious on both people, I have to say. My Sack Form figure and Meredith Marks. They both work. Also, my Sackboy figure loves a bath. Weird.
Wow.
So Lisa parks and meets her, and she's brought. Lisa's like, "Oh my God, you brought drinks!" And this is where Meredith tries out her new baby voice. She's like, "I brought you a little drink. I think I can walk in this." I was like, "What are you even saying? Your head's about to bobble off your damn body, woman. What's going on with you?"
Meredith and I have not, in 2 years, had one productive conversation at all. So then they are having just small talk about the kids. They're acting like they've never even heard of each other's kids. And Meredith's like, "So you've got 5 kids, right?" She's like, "No, I have like Jack and Henry, and also Sharon, right? There's no Sharon. No, Sharon. Oh, okay. And Jack, he's about 3 years old. He's 18. Oh, okay. Got it.
Jack's about to like graduate. It's really weird. Oh, well, I'm also got a child graduating, which you may have heard of. Oh my God, Floey. No, that's not who it is. Yeah, the one from the insurance commercials. Oh my God, that lady has had a job literally forever. She's only in high school.
No, Chloe. Oh, we call her NB, not Brooks. Yeah, well, she's graduating from someplace, and she's really, really excited about it.
You know what? I mean, I'm walking this path with Meredith, and I see all these hazard signs everywhere. And sure enough, they show Lisa and Meredith walking past hazard sign after hazard sign.
They are taking a stroll around electric transformers. They're like, "Well, I thought we could meet and have a reconciliation around a power plant if that was of interest to you."
Let's see. She's like, Meredith tells us, "Well, I'm a little ambivalent about seeing Lisa right now because I know I want a fresh start with Lisa, but I don't want anything that happens today to damage my ability to make that fresh start. I guess I have to see her in order to start that process."
And I want a fresh start, which is why I dressed up like a dinner mint. So Meredith is like, "So, well, what's his name? Jack. So how's his college search going? Is he still interested in majoring in fudge?" And Lisa's like, "Actually, Jack is deferring." She's like, "Oh, deferring? Yeah, he's going to serve a mission for our church." "Oh, okay, a mission. And so he's going to go into muffler sales, not emissions, missions.
So he's going to serve a mission? Is he going to be a mesero at a Mexican restaurant? I mean, it's a kind of tortilla, am I right? No, not that kind of mission.
He's in tire sales. Oh, sorry. No, that's Michelin. And I don't know why I'm messing up my own words.
I thought that missions were impossible. Okay, now you're just doing Tom Cruise movies. This isn't helping. Okay, his mission could be in Idaho, South California. I mean, they pick. You know, his friend went to a reveal. That's where you go and they announce what your gender is. What your gender is gonna be on your mission.
That's where they reveal the gender of the city that you're going to. So one friend is going to Switzerland, another to Milan, and
another one is like going to a non-binary city. So we're not really sure how that works, but we support it.
Another city literally caught the entire town on fire during the reveal. And then his other friend during that mission reveal, a plane crashed. It was terrible.
Oh my gosh. So she's like, yeah, one of his friends got called to Milan. And I'm like, oh my God, that would be amazing. And Jack's like, Mom, it's not a shopping trip. Yeah, it's a fucking selling trip. Okay. He's going to be out there hustling the Lord to everybody. And I love the idea of Jack knocking on doors in Milan. Like, hi. Have you ever heard of the Lord? And them just being like, oh my God, who did your hair? This is embarrassing.
I know.
You're embarrassing me right now.
The city of fashion, and you're trying to win people over in your like dollar store, like short sleeve shirt buttoned down with your tie.
And your swoop forward hair.
And the swoop there's the hair swoop. Can't. So
Meredith goes, well, maybe it's not a shopping trip for him, but for you, maybe. And I just wrote, what the fuck is this Meredith baby voice? What is this? It's like if they decided to make a cartoon about Meredith, but instead of calling it Meredith, they called it Meredith Babies. Like Muppet Babies.
And she has a nanny that you only see the socks of.
It's like a tiny little bathtub.
Everyone be quiet and stop fantasizing about what you would look like in stock footage because a large lady with striped socks is walking in and there was never any discussion, Nanny, one way or another, of whether you were allowed in this room right now.
Well, anyway, I wanted to have a chat one-on-one because over the last few years we've had trouble, big trouble, right here in River City, There's an R to the I to the V to the E to the R. Wait a minute. Are you doing Mission Man right now? No, we're off of that now. It's in the Music Man. Lisa, Jesus Christ.
So we see a wonderful montage of them fighting, which is really excellent. There's just so many great highlights, but it was I always enjoy the forgotten highlights because we always know the big ones, but the forgotten ones. So for me, this was Lisa wrapped up in like a blanket saying, I always thought I was a safe space for you, Meredith. I forgot what Meredith said back. I just loved Lisa wrapped up doing her falsetto to try to win her back over.
You're a failed airbag, Lisa, as a friend. So, also, Lisa's like, it's been very dark, and I don't like the way that feels. I don't like to go backwards. And Craig from Southern Charm is like, me neither. That's why I won't ever take a shot.
I won't do a vaccine.
So
Meredith does this. Meredith does the thing where she's like, "All right, let's like be friends. So let's gloss over everything." Well, we've had this very long friendship, and I think we both made mistakes. Some were much worse than others. Some were much more damaging than others, and some came from a stupider person than the other person. But I think we both have regret, and I think we both are sorry for things that we have done and said, and whatever personal attacks we may or may not have made against poor innocent toddlers.
At the end of the day, you've hurt me deeply, but you have never said anything terrible about my bathtub, so I've reconsidered our friendship. And Lisa tells us, listen, I grew up in New York, okay? So I'm not a very trusting person. So somebody sent us a message, like they DM'd us, and they said, I love that Lisa, how have you not called out that Lisa keeps saying she grew up in New York, but she grew up in Schenectady? And then they show her prom picture or her high school yearbook picture. That is New York, but it's not the same. Like Lisa is like, I'm a tough girl. I grew up in New York City.
Well, she said, I love culture because I grew up in, I thought she grew up in Long Island. But either way, if she's really from Schenectady, that's hilarious.
I know. We should fact check that, right? I shouldn't just say things that I've
I used to go to the Saratoga Spa. You know, the first time, the first concert I ever went to, I saw a triple bill.
Delancey. Sorry,
Delancey.
Go ahead.
Dana Delancey. The first concert I went to was up in Saratoga Springs, New York. They have a place called SPAC, the like Saratoga Performing Arts Center, and it was a triple bill: Cracker, Gin Blossoms, and Spin Doctors. And I went as part of a camp trip, so I feel very connected to Lisa because you know what? She did grow up around a lot of culture. She was around a lot of culture, like the Gin Blossoms.
Listen, I've been around yogurt while it's being made, so I know culture. So Meredith says her thing, and anyway, Lisa goes on. I'm not a very trusting person. If I could let all the people I trust, it would be anyone who's signed an NDA, my husband, our lawyers because they're bound by law, Taco Crunchwrap Supreme because really, what has it ever done to me except be delicious? Kit Kat bars.
People who oversee trusts because that's literally their job. So I trust people.
Dark Oaks because they're on diets and I trust dietetic people. But you know what? With Meredith, I think I'm going to make an exception because we have a lot of years behind us. And I'm going to put my blinders on. I'm like in a thoroughbred race. Yeah, I'm going to like try to not see to the sides of me.
Don't you love when people say that? You know what I'd like to, you know how I'm going to go forward in life? I'm just going to put blinders on and really eliminate my periphery vision. And that should probably work out well.
It works. So, I mean, it's a good plan. I'm not gonna diss the plan.
Yeah. So Lisa's like, I'm very sorry about my hot mic moment, and like I know my words hurt, and like that made me feel horrible, and I don't want to hurt you or your family ever, even if you are the biggest slut New York City's ever seen. And Meredith is like, well, I'm sorry that I made a reference to wildly verified rumors about you and tickets for the jazz and blowjobs and such, and I should have just left it alone the way you were left alone after that moment with the owner of the tickets at the jazz.
Listen, I'm sorry that I contributed to an entire movement called Just for Jazz. I apologize, but there is room for growth, and I miss our families being together. After all, little Brooksy does need playmates. And then we see clips of them being happy together, and the best is the diamond mask. I mean, I will never, that's like one of Meredith's defining moments is showing up at the beauty lab opening with that diamond mask on.
I know. That was amazing. So they just are going to go forward and hope for the best. So they hug, and they're basically like, and that storyline is over. So now we go to some hot springs, and Heather arrives in all pink, and Whitney shows up, and Whitney's like, is this a water park? I'm like, yes, it has invisible slides. Look at all those invisible slides everywhere.
Whitney. Is this a water park? It's called Crystal Hot Springs, Whitney.
There's not a slide in sight.
Yeah, Heather comes and she's like, "Oh my God, I love this place. I have a friend meeting me here." And Whitney shows up in her fuzzy shoes and she's like, "Why are we in a water park in the winter?" And don't you have a hot tub that you're constantly in the winter? Why is Whitney act like? Isn't that your storyline?
Yeah, but like a tub can be hot, but like a spring. How is a spring hot? Because it's like something that's in a mattress, right? It's a hot mattress.
Yeah, hot mattresses aren't good unless they've got chocolate in them. So Heather's like, yeah, it's right up our alley, Whit, don't worry. And Whitney tells us, it's been a very long time since Heather and I have spent alone time together. It's a little like ... maybe relearning to ride a bike again? Like maybe it's a little bit wobbly? You don't know how to ride a bike? Does Whitney know how to ride a bike? I need a fact check.
No, I think Whitney on a bike would be chaotic. So she says, last time we went to a hot spring, she didn't have my back when Jen threatened to drown me. But never say never. Jen's gone. And we see the clip again of Jen being like, oh my God, shut the fuck up, Whitney. I'm going to drown you. And I love that Whitney, to this day, for now 4 seasons, has taken that so literally. I was almost murdered. Murdered on camera.
I almost died. In Taylor Sheridan's new show, Whisper. I almost died. Jen Shaw also, though, just so you don't forget, also threatened to drown Whitney another time and throw her in the lake behind her house. In the pond behind her house.
But like, I think Whitney watches The Honeymooners, and when the guy's like, I'm gonna like knock you to the moon or something like that, she was almost the first woman in space.
Why did everybody try to stop Alice Kravitz? What's her name? Cramden? Why did everybody stop trying to make Alice Cramden go to the moon?
Ralph almost beat her up so badly she wound up on a different planet.
Oh my gosh. So Whitney's like, this water is interesting. It's not the same as bathtub on a hill water. And Heather's like, taste it. And she goes, no, gross. And Heather's like, I got some in my mouth accidentally, and it tastes like butter popcorn.
And Whitney's like, what? Is that butter in the shape of popcorn? No, it was just a reference. And, jelly beans can be buttered popcorn too. And like, I think that like she sees that this is all blowing Whitney's mind. What? Jelly beans? Is that like what Meredith makes with her family? No.
Do you put them on peanut butter or do you put them on tortillas? Like, no.
There's so much I have to explain to you in this very simple moment.
Heather's like, I'm really trying here. Then he's like, so how did you feel about your event with the balls of snow? Because I was shocked, I tell you, to see Mary. When did you become friends with Mary again?
Well, I only invited you and Lisa and Meredith, and everyone invited friends. Well, I was surprised. I guess I don't care about a follow-up to my first question. I was surprised to see Angie K there. Do you mind me asking why not Angie? I don't understand. She has a list.
She loves lists. And Heather's like, well, we've never been close and we've never had a long-term relationship. And she tells us, yeah, well, I've known Angie truthfully since Mr. Carter's math class in the 10th grade. And let's see some pictures. And we see pictures of them. Angie has just a cone head of hair. It's kind of like Marge Simpson shaped on the top and then comes flowing down.
Apparently Angie in 10th grade looked like Josh Altman. It was a totally different person. Josh Altman with a perm.
Oh my God. Wait, are the Altmans the brothers?
Yes.
Okay.
So Heather says,
wow.
Heather says she had what I thought was naturally curly hair, and it turns out it was a perm. So yeah, I have trust issues.
I don't think either one of you is being honest with anything about your looks now if you're comparing that to the 10th grade. Let's be honest. Yeah. Okay. And why should you? So there's a lot of that this episode. The guy on the drums had a great episode with this.
He did.
So I can't believe you learned math from Mr. Carter. Jay-Z was your math teacher? That's crazy.
So Heather's like, it just gave me a bad taste in my mouth watching her dive headfirst into that friendship with Jen.
Maybe it's because you thought popcorn was butter.
She was like regular spring water. No extra sense of butter popcorn in it.
A turn of phrase, Whitney. Okay. So, and then she tells us we weren't very close in high school. We had just two distinct different friend groups. I had the Mormons, she had the Greeks, and we shared some best friends, I guess. And I love that they're like separate groups of the Mormons and the Greeks. It's like the new West Side Story. Yeah, we need this. I need a Greek West Side Story. Fuck yes.
Angie was
Give me
probably
some
very
snapping
excited when
PETA fighting motherfuckers in a musical. I need that shit right away.
Angie was probably very excited when she's like, "Oh my God, there's a movie out that really describes my high school experience. Let me put it in. It's called Grease." Wait a second.
Where are the Greeks? The Greek ladies.
Wait a second. No one's throwing plates. I don't get why they appropriated my culture like this for this musical.
So Heather's like, yeah, well, she flip-flopped immediately, and now she's diving headfirst in this relationship with Lisa, and it just feels very muddy and very messy to me. And she tells us, I do remember when she won Best Sense of Humor. You know, I always feel bad for the girls who peaked in high school.
Well,
Love the bitchiness here, but you know that you hate her because she won Best Sense of Humor in high school.
Yes.
You know that you do. We all know that you do. Don't really blame you, but let's not try and pretend it's something else.
Yeah, the Heather and Angie feud is funny to me because it feels like it's just like they were told to feud this season and they're just kind of trying to find backstory to like make it make sense. And I'm like, it doesn't totally, but I'm okay with it. I do like that they had math class together. So I like that they've known each other for years. And then when
an old school homo self-hating gay, like homophobic homosexual kind of relationships. There was like this dynamic of like if you're in the closet or self-hating in any way, and then you do hook up with another guy, you have like kind of a mutual hatred of each other after, because it's like you both engaged in that sin or whatever together. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. I was raised very religious, so I'm very familiar with that feeling in my youth. My point is, not to make it about my youth and how horrible it was.
Point is Ronnie had a perm.
Yeah, I had a perm. My point is that they have Jen in common, and I think that they've both got that like shameful sin in common, that they both were kind of on this show because they were friends with Jen, or that was their main plot line on this show, and they both kind of stood by Jen through way too much. And then they realized how shameful it was to do that, and now they hate each other for it. And they never hated Jen for any amount of shit that Jen actually did. They probably still would be friends with Jen again if she came back.
I have a theory that, they were both sidekicks to Jen in certain ways, and they were kind of like dueling sidekicks, and they always had to play nice.
Here we come, circling back to the sidekick.
Listen, because they had to play nice because Jen was their master. Now Jen's gone, and now they can finally be angry at each other because they both were vying for Jen's attention.
Yes, so now there's,
and I think it could live with your theory together.
I think what you're saying is absolutely correct. I don't even know where mine came from. It just popped in my head, and you don't have to say everything that you say. Okay, you don't have to say everything that's in your head. Is what I meant. Okay, so Whitney's like, but I like her. I have fun with her. She's a fun friend for me. She's Greek.
You know that expression? It's all Greek to me. It's like literally all Greek to me. She's all Greek.
And she's like, well, I think that she's fun until she's not fun. But I kind of was eavesdropping, and I heard Angie asking Lisa about Jack's mission. Mission. And so then we see a clip of Lisa telling Whitney and some other people, like, so, Jack, like he's not gonna go to college right away. He's gonna go on a mission. And then it cuts to Heather, who's like hiding behind an old ice sculpture watching and like wiping her mouth evilly as she watches. Dead.
Yeah. And so Heather's like, I just would be curious to know what this motivation was. For me, I literally, I went on my mission because my friend Diane was at some point in her life, and she was graduating from college. She didn't have a perm, and neither of us had boyfriends. And she's like, I'll go if you go. And I was like, I'll do anything Diane says. So we went. And next thing we know, me and Diane, this is the story of Heather and Diane. And we were in the temple making death oaths with Diane. And we were wearing garments for the rest of our lives till death do Diane and I part.
And here's my proof of it. Here's a picture of us both in matching white bicycle helmets. Even indoors, we'd wear those. And for no
Diane's
reason,
idea.
yeah, Diane was just like, we're never getting laid. So if you want to go on mission, I'll go on mission. And so we did. And we were wearing long underwear and bicycle helmets together for years. That's just how it works. And Whitney's like, but wait a minute. When you say death oats, does that mean the cereal's gone bad and you shouldn't eat it after the expiration?
No, Whitney. Death oaths. Death oaths.
Oh, can I have a sound effect to help explain what that means? Ding! And then it pops up on screen. Death oath. A vow to keep the church's ceremony secret under penalty of death.
Who's gonna kill who from the Mormon Church? Like, is that illegal? Is that legal? Like, I'm
No, it's
sorry.
not legal, but you're not. Who's gonna know? You're not allowed to say it, and you'll fucking die if you do. And I've watched enough Mormon shows in the past few years because they're shoving them down my throat that I believe it. I believe it. That murder show last year with Andrew Garfield on Hulu about, oh my God, that was something.
Like in the Arms of the Angel or whatever it was called, or in the Gates of Heaven or something.
Girl, I don't know. There were so many
Death
of them.
oath.
Just in my mind, they're all like long underwear, the mystery. And I'm like, I'm in. So
Long underwear and death oaths.
Heather's like, you know.
If you ever, it's just Heather Dubrow. It's just Heather Dubrow in like a hat saying, if you ever tell the secrets of this church, this will cost you a lot.
Heather Dubrow in a bonnet and long underwear.
It's a Heather Dubrow.
If you ever. Okay. So
If you ever let Diane tell the secrets of this church, this will cost Diane a lot.
and not just a bicycle helmet. So, there's like, death oath. And she like does the slit across her throat. And Whitney's like, oh, yeah. Like, oh, she needed that. She needed the actual visual of throats being slit for her memory to kick in.
Death oath, yeah.
So Heather's like, Lisa Barlow loves to say she's Mormon, but I don't see a lot of Mormon coming off Lisa Barlow. The Mormons I know all wear their garments, go to temple, pay their tithing, abstain from coffee, tea, alcohol, and cigarettes. And she owns a tequila company. She drinks Lisa Teenies and has signature cocktails. So, I mean, they're morally opposed to that. And Jack is going to be teaching that brand of Mormonism. And what I don't think she's prepared for is who he might be when he comes home. And I think she's in for a very rude awakening. Now, here's what's confusing about this monologue.
Listen, she's basically saying that Jack has a much larger forehead than Lisa ever could have expected. And he's going to come back with a different hairstyle. And it's going to be jarring.
They're going to make him cut his hair in Milan, and he's going to come back as that five-head fish from Below Deck Down.
Sorry, go on with your theory.
So here's my thing about Heather. She does this like anti-Mormon, like I'm against the church now. I don't stand for the church now. But she's always very high and moralistic against what everybody else is doing based on Mormon laws. And I think it's really hard to wash that stuff off of you. I still get like that with religious stuff sometimes. I catch myself sometimes doing stuff like that. And I think this is a case. It's a case of that where she's like, Lisa's not a good Mormon. What the fuck is her kid? She's going to have her kid going off and teaching everybody the wrong brand of Mormonism. So she's kind of sticking up for Mormonism in that way.
I didn't interpret it that way. I interpreted it as Lisa is like not a good Mormon. She's sort of like a quasi-Mormon, doesn't really seem to do it. But Jack's going to go off and he's going to be super religious and he's going to come back and he may be really religious and he may actually try to like distance himself from her. Like this may drive a wedge between them.
Oh, okay.
That was my interpretation.
That's probably true, too. Except I don't believe he's really going for religion, obviously. I think he's just going because Fudge College, honestly.
Yeah.
So then we get a triple, my favorite. After she does this monologue, we get a triple of my favorite sound effect on the show. They give us 3. Usually we just get 1. But this week we got. Do you hear my dog running up and down the stairs? Okay.
No, I don't.
I get it.
He's excited about the triple brr. So Heather says, missions are hard work. You knock on doors. You're a door-to-door salesman.
Wow, I thought you just plucked them from the forest.
That's mushrooms, not missions. Come on, Whitney, keep up.
Whitney's like, but like, I don't want to speak for the family because I'm not their spokesperson. And Whitney tells us, It's a terrible idea for Heather to insert herself into Lisa's son's life choices, especially about religion.
Well, the last thing I want to do is ruffle feathers. You're a bird? No, let me just finish what I'm saying, Whitney. It's pretty orthodox. It's a pretty orthodox thing to do.
But aren't Ruffles vegetarian?
No, ruffles. Okay, you're thinking about three different things.
But our Ruffles taste like butter and popcorn also?
Okay, we've overloaded you.
I don't know. Like, ... And Heather's like, none of that came up. We didn't even talk about it. Like, I don't even care. And Whitney, she's like, you don't even care? Like, you didn't even ask her? Like, as a Mormon, you know, being a Mormon, what that's like. You didn't talk to her about it? And she goes, no, I'm just supportive. And Whitney tells us, like, ... Just because you wrote a book doesn't mean you get to tell other people how to do it.
And so Heather's basically like, this just seems like something that Lisa, as a mom, would not be supportive of. It's a little hard to figure out what Heather's bone is to pick, but she's clearly going to use this as some sort of thing to go at Lisa with.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like she's offended that Jack is going to go on a mission because that's not true Mormonism. And what is Lisa going to pretend to be a real Mormon now? Now, I agree with her that there's a lot of hypocrisy going on here, especially with Lisa owning a tequila company and all that. But that's what makes this show hilarious and amazing.
Yeah.
So then we go to, now it's night and it's snowfall, and someone's walking in a mini skirt. And I just think, my God, guys, take care of your teasy, your butts. Take care of them. It's cold out there. Okay?
And we're at Meredith's house, and Meredith is on a laptop looking at a website. And so Seth comes in, he's like, hey, Mer. And she's like, huh? And he's like, well, you were nowhere to be found earlier or something. I don't know. So she basically has a glass of wine, and he's like pouring like a little bit of wine from this glass into a shot glass. That way she can have some too. And she's like not into it whatsoever. And she's like, well, everything with Seth is fantastic. I mean, he's spending a lot more time with me. He hasn't quite figured out that I don't like to drink wine out of a shot glass. I don't know what wife would like that, but you know, it's what he does, and we're learning from each other, and we're just going to get there sooner or later.
And he's like, this is a Meredith Mark shot glass. I don't know why you've got a problem with it. And she's like, hi, wow, this is a Meredith Mark shot glass, but I normally wouldn't do this. And so now she's in that confessional look that I really love, because she looks like she's in a Steve Martin movie from the 80s where she's playing like a naked lady in a fur coat. That's what this outfit is. And I'm trying to remember what it is. Is it The Invisible Man? It's one of those with Steve Martin.
Like Roxanne, or
it's just like her outfit is
Dirty
like,
Rotten
I'm a
Scoundrels.
naked lady in a fur coat. I just love the outfit. So she's like, South Marks and I have been through so many ups and downs over 30 years. We've been through the ringer. So we decided to start a podcast about relationships. I'm like, oh, come on, you two. And sure enough, we see a clip of them starting a podcast.
it's called Hanging by a Thread, which is also a description of our little baby boy's mobile we have over his crib. So, we're going to have episodes be 20 to 30 minutes long, perfect for a nap time, and we don't want them to be too long because we could end up in a massive fight.
And then we see a clip of this podcast in action. And she's like, speaking of hanging on by a thread, Seth, you've got something in your nose. Get it off of there. And he's like, what? Who cares? It's a podcast. Who cares it's in my nose? I can see it, Seth. I don't care if no one else can see it. It's hanging out of your nose by a thread. Yeah, but nobody knows me. I know. Pick it then. Pick it for me, baby. I don't want to pick it. And then we get a not pulling boogers out of your husband's nose.
Yeah, it's great content. Everyone should, by the way, listen to our Below Deck episode that we just did, wherein Ronnie reminds me that my eyebrows are really big and I have to mat them down. So,
hanging on by a thread.
content is content.
Oh God!
I'm like,
I
welcome
wish
to
we
the
had.
club.
I wish we had one of the wagons from Heather and Whitney's relatives from the past, so you could put that paint in it and just travel a desert with it for the next decade.
So Seth is like, he's like, so Mare, what are you looking at on that website? Are you building a dollhouse? Do you remember Trixie? You met her at GLAAD. Stands for gay and lesbian ad. She's like a major drag queen, and Trixie invited me to the Trixie Motel in Palm Springs.
You think that's a real thing? It's like, that's the same thing I'm saying about the motel hanging out of your nose right now. And yes, it very much is. And she's like, yeah, I thought, the whole Heather's thing with fresh starts is I could invite the girls for a fresh start baby voice, and for Heather and Mary, Lisa and Whitney. Meredith and bathtubs. I didn't say bathtub just because I had a moment. I had a free moment, so I had to put a bathtub in there.
So you're gonna invite Lisa? Well, remember I asked her to talk? Well, we just needed to really sit down one-on-one and move forward. So I'm having Lisa come, and I think I want to invite this new woman. Her name is Harmonica or something like that. And she was at Heather's event, and I saw her throw a snowball, and the producer said, you better invite her. And I'm like, okay, she seems cool. She seems like she might enjoy a white bean salad, so why not?
I mean, this girl just has such a vibe. And we can all go low-key. We can reconnect. Hopefully I don't have to lock everyone in their room for bad behavior. So then we go over to Angie's and meet Celia, her terrible dog. And I love that Angie is named her dog one letter off from celiac.
Leave the last C off for savings.
Just that's so Angie, you know.
It's a French. Is that a French? It's not a French poodle. Is that a French? It's a big white poodle.
It's a big white poodle with the pink ears and the pink ankles and stuff. And then Angie's like, "Oh my God, everything in my house is pink. That's my thing. I love pink, so I wear it. My daughter wears it. Oh my God, put on your Versace. Put on your Versace, Electra. We're on TV."
It is all very color coordinated because the house is like stark white except for pink accents, and like there's not a single thing out of place because they clearly were like, oh my God, we are filming for Bravo Television. So everything is pristine except there's like one like children's drawing on the fridge that was like so deliberately placed for the camera. It was like, this is to show that we are a happy family. I have put up one thing that shows personality in this house on the refrigerator.
Yeah. And Electra's like, "I'm hungry. Can I eat yogurt?" She's like, "What is our Greek word of the day? What is our Greek word of the day, Electra? How do we say yogurt? Say it. Say it." She goes, "Yabooty. You are getting so good at Greek. Now roll your R's. Roll your R's. Roll your R's." She's like, "Grrr. You are so great, Electra."
You are a good Greek. So, and she says, so I started assisting in a hair salon when I was 19 years old. And I see this hot guy with huge muscles, blow drying hair. And I thought, I got to get to know this guy. Good looking, muscles, and he can do my hair. It was love at first sight. 30 years later, here we are.
It was 13, but I also wrote 30. And then I had to do the math in my head, and it literally hurt my head.
13 makes so much more sense because the photo that they showed was from 2010, and I was so confused about the math on this one. But then she said she was 19, though.
Wait, hold on. So that means she would be
33. She is not 33.
There's no way.
She is 30 years old. She went through a time warp.
Again, which is also a movie, Rocky Horror Greek Picture Show. It was basically everybody standing up in a theater singing the words to Zorba the Greek.
I got into a hot baklava time machine.
Hot tabbouleh time machine.
Time flies when you're having moussaka. Moussaka.
Diaries of a Moussaka woman.
I just pulled a muscle in my side. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so we see a clip of them in their salon, and he's sweeping up hair, and she's like, "I don't want the boss to fire me. How am I doing, hun?" And she tells us, "We own 10 salons, a cosmetology school, and we've got our beautiful little daughter who is now 12 years old." And she's like, "I'm going to put a lot of garlic in this. Is that okay with you, Sean?" And he's like, "Not too much, honey." And she pours a whole jar of pre-chopped pickle. What do you call that kind of
It's like that
garlic?
I think it's like the minced garlic. That,
We
like
all
the jarred
use it.
minced
You know,
garlic.
we all use it. I'm not judging. It's just that's way too much. And I'm not
lot.
buying that anyone ate that. That's crazy. Come on.
If I had to rate my life in order of importance, number 1, of course, would be this garlic. Number 2, of course, would be my daughter Electra. And then number 3 is our businesses. And number 4, well, my poor husband, Sean. I mean, it's funny because in the back of my mind, I'm like, he can wait. He's not going anywhere. I mean, I'm just on The Real Housewives. That's pretty good for marriages. So let's hope he's smart enough to know that if he sticks around long enough, he'll be back in the front seat soon. Like, well, what does that mean? What, Electra gets demoted? What? Huh?
Yeah, what the hell?
Your businesses are closing?
Yeah, I don't know what it means. I'm burning down everything. Like, I don't know what it means. I don't know if he used to be an Uber driver and that's why he gets to be in the front seat again soon. I don't understand what she's talking about. And also, why is every line so memorized? She's so bad at this. And this is the...
I love her. She's a
This is
disaster.
the longest. This is the lowest rung of Housewives in general. Like, it's the newer one, and it's the lowest budget one, and it's the most community theater one. We've always said it. It's also one of the best ones currently. But even in a long line of community theater Housewives, this is pretty bad. I mean, let's hope that he's smart enough that if he sits in the front seat, he'll be back in the front seat again soon. Did Whitney help you run lines? Who was running lines with you?
He better wear his seatbelt, but luckily there's a passenger side airbag. Don't touch the radio.
Choking hazard. So Electra's like, "I'm full, bye." And Sean's like, "Okay, now you should eat, honey." And so she brings over a cup of coffee, and she's like, "What are you saying? Like, come to daddy?" Hilarious.
He's like, so Lisa Barlow calls, but she doesn't take the call because she wants to have time with her husband. And so Sean is like, it's been kind of like, weird, like not hearing you talk to Lisa 24/7. He has like a super Midwestern accent. And she's like, well, she doesn't have too much time with Jack anymore because he's going on a missionary position retreat, something like that.
Trying to give her space right now. And Sean's like, "And what about Heather?" She's like, "Things have been odd with us, and I feel bad about us." And then we see a clip of Heather saying, "I'm not the one who poured champagne on your head. So if you're mad at someone pouring champagne on your head, why aren't you yelling at the person who poured champagne on your head instead of yelling at me? Oh, but it was funny to you, was it? It was so funny and hilarious to you when someone poured champagne on my head. I am Greek."
If you had liked me, you would not have found that to be funny. So she says, "I'd like to move forward and not have that awkward energy between us. I've known Heather since high school, and she was 15 and when she moved here, and I was one of the first people that she met. Well, she met my perm first, and then she met me, and she was a good student, and I wasn't, and I was more wild, What's so funny, though, is that we were both funny, although I guess only one of us won most funny person ever. So, anyway, let's just think about that moment again. It was a great moment in my life.
The only difference is one has an award and one doesn't. One has a husband and one doesn't. One has a daughter named Electra, one doesn't. One cooks with garlic, one just smells like garlic all the time for no reason and not in a good way, and that's coming from a Greek."
That's how we really connected, by her being funny, but not quite as funny as me. And we've gotten really, really far away from that. And I just would love to get back to a place with Heather and have her realize I'm still that same person.
He goes, we should just press the restart button, right? And she's like, please do. Electra, you are doing so good. Would you like to say yogurt in Greek?
That was, I think that sounded right.
Did you hear that? My Alexa's going off. I didn't say Alexa. I said Electra. Why is she going off?
It's an electric
Sick of her.
Alexa.
Yeah. So let's see. So Monica's house. Okay, so now we get to go to Monica's house for the first time. She's in like a tiny little house, which I love. This is a situation where I'm loving a poor housewife.
Same. I'm like, this is the version of Gina that I want.
Yes.
You know? So we have Monica, and she's with her mom. Like, they have like their own, they're doing their own sitcom, by the way, in this house. This is a whole different show. This is like this is a show that came on in 1989 on TGIF. It's like Monica and her mom and the kids. Okay.
Yes.
So and they're like
she's
doing
doing
bindles
orders,
or
and her mom's
bundles.
like, "Honey, how many orders do I need to help you with today?" And she's like, "Just 30 today, Mom." And she's like, "I'm gonna be very helpful, aren't I?" "You're doing your nails, Mom." "Yeah, I'm doing my nails instead of working." "Yeah, I'm gonna do my nails. Am I being helpful, honey?" Like, all right, you're laying it on a little thick, but I'm liking it,
I love
especially
it.
for a first improvised scene. You know?
Yeah. And Monica's like, so how's Nana? And Linda's like, oh, she's good. You know, she's actually super sweet. Oh, really? Because she's like normally so mean to you. She's like, yeah, well, you know, she's high maintenance, but that's okay. We like her. So then
We're
we
talking
find
about their grandma, right? Her
Yeah.
mom, Linda's mom.
Yeah. And so Monica is saying, Monica says that she's 50% Colombian, 50% Portuguesa, and that makes her feisty. And she was born in Boston, and then she wound up in Salt Lake City 10 years ago. And then when she moved to Salt Lake City, her mom Linda followed her, and now Linda and Nana, Olivia, live 3 minutes away.
Yes. And now she works. Wait, now I live right by my grandmother and my mom. It's like 2 minutes away or whatever. And she has 4 girls, and they know they're Portuguese. And
Yeah.
they know their Portuguese grandmother, is what she's saying.
So
I wrote
then-
so much in shorthand. I'm so sorry. I think my brain was being frazzled. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I know. It was just like random letters coming on. So we see clips of all of the ladies,
2 days
the daughters,
ago.
the grandma, and Linda in the house. Okay. It's like 2 days ago. And Linda's asking one of her daughters, do you miss Boston, hon? And Monica's like, Mom, don't bring up Boston. She gets sad. And Abuelita's like, don't yell. Talk.
I don't like loud. Talk nice.
Talk soft. But she has like a knife. She has a knife in her hand. She's like,
I like soft. Not loud. Soft.
And Linda's like, sorry, Mom. And she's just, no.
like, should we take the knife away from her? Please have Olivia on as much as possible, Bravo. Like,
I
make
love-
every episode about Olivia.
The angry abuela. I fucking loved that. So Monica's like, take the knife. So Monica says, yeah, we're all one big, nice Portuguese family. So they do prayers, and Linda's saying, Father, please bless this food to be good to us. Cállate with the Lord. You're so loud to the Lord. Quiet.
Soft.
So, so now we're back in present, and Monica's, so Monica and her mom are making these swaddles, and Monica's saying how when she was married, she didn't have to worry about a job or anything because her spouse supported her. And so, but during that time, she started a company called Brea Baby, which is like baby swaddles and blankets and crib sheets and things like that. And it was just like a hobby, but now that she's getting divorced, it's actually the thing that is bringing her income. And now, she doesn't have the same resources that she had when she was married, and she's starting from scratch.
Yes. So then her daughter Bree comes in, and she's helping them, and she's like, "Okay, Mom, you can go back to painting your nails now." And Bree's like, "Mom, how do we do this? I don't remember. We used to pay the neighbor kids to do this." She's like, "Oh my God, I'm on my own with this shit. Like everybody's useless." "Okay, guys, so I have to tell you something." And her mom's like, "Oh my God, tell me you're pregnant. Are you pregnant? Is she pregnant?"
Mom, I'm not pregnant. You have to have sex, and last time I checked, it's been a minute, okay? Okay, guys, brace yourselves. I'm going on a girls' trip, and I need your help with the kids. Okay, because I'm gonna be gone for like 3 days.
And Linda's like, oh, fuck this shit. I knew I never should have left Boston.
Yeah, she's like, how long do I have to spend taking care of children? I'm good for 2 hours and then my head swells.
I'm like, I hear you, girl. So basically, they're talking about like the coordination of it, like being up early in the morning. And Linda's like, "Oh bloody hell! Do I need to be here after the Bree leaves for the morning? I have to be here at 7 in the morning. Okay, you know what? Fuck all this. How about we put a stack of hot pockets on the counter, and your kids can figure it out themselves."
So when you're a waiter, there's something called anticipation. Like you're supposed to anticipating needs. You're supposed to anticipate
Or when you're
your
Carly
needs.
Simon,
What?
she has a song called "Anticipation." Go on. I'm sorry. Don't
So
mind
you're
me.
supposed to anticipate needs, right? That's like a step of service. And as a customer in this restaurant called Salt Lake City Housewives, I was like, I need some trauma because I'm learning that that's very important. I need to hear some trauma. And here comes Monica with her trauma. So she's like,
really good.
guys, like I've never really even been on a girls' trip, but I'm going on with a bunch of girls I don't even know, and I'm nervous because like I'm out of my league. And the mom goes, in terms of, she goes, like, I went into City Creek, and I went into the Louis Vuitton store, and I like bought a bag. Because like I just feel like I want to have something nice around them, and like I just don't want to show up with nothing, girl. City Creek, first of all, buying a Louis Vuitton bag as your trauma is the funniest shit I've ever heard. Okay. And I know people are going to be like, that's a real thing, feeling inferior. I get it. I get what it means, but it's still hilarious.
It was
if that's
hilarious.
your trauma. And none of these housewives go to City Creek Louis Vuitton store to get their bags. They go to Canal Street in New York City to get their fake ass bags. Like, who are we kidding? Someone needs to teach this girl the ropes.
This was amazing, and just the way she said it, like the way her face was like
I just didn't want to show up with like nothing. Like I wanted something to feel nice.
So Linda's like, "Oh, I know what you mean. I do, like I get it." She goes,
And I hate that I feel like that. And it's like so stupid. But like, oh, why do I feel like that? That's like not me. I'm like not that person. Like I don't care. Like I don't care. Trauma.
And the mom's like, oh, but you've got so many good qualities too. You shouldn't base your worth on money. And Monica's like, yeah, I know. And like, you taught me that. Like, I should know that. And so she tells us that her mom was a single mom. And this is where we go, where everything is twisty and turny, right? So she goes,
yeah.
we're on one road and then M. Night Shyamalan. Okay, so she's like, so my mom was a single mom. And the last time I saw my dad was when I was 4. And they got into this huge fight and he just left. And then he never came back. I don't even know what he looks like. If he's dead, if he's alive, if I had siblings. All I know is he was gay and he had a boyfriend and moved to Florida. And that's the last we saw. I was like, what?
Because then we all know what the fight is about, right? We all know the mom caught him.
Haley Joel Osment caught him,
This
I
is
see gay people. It's like, damn it.
this
what
is
a
I
twist.
think why I'm this is why I think I'm really enjoying Monica right off the bat, because she has gay male DNA literally in her. My father was a gay man.
You just
I
weren't
I'm like,
expecting it. It's like twist after twist with this girl.
I know.
Like her first episode, it's like, and I testified against Jen Shaw, and I was the leak the whole time. You're like, what?
I was expecting this like story of this guy who was like a womanizer and da 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 da. My dad was getting moved to Florida. Like he's
Oh my
off.
gosh.
He's off in like Kissimmee, Florida, just like with his gay lover, looking like running a guns and American flag store. Like I love every bit of it.
And there is a part that, of course, like listening to her talk about being insecure about being poor around rich people. Like, of course, like I get that, like when we were little kids, my parents went broke during the real estate crash in the 80s. And my mom was a country club lady. Like she would play tennis with all the rich ladies on the West Side. That was like their thing. They were like snotty, rich bitches playing tennis. That's where I learned my love of housewives. And they lost everything in the real estate thing. And we were just like overnight poor. And my mom ended up becoming the lady who ran the snack bar at the country club and like had to serve all the stuff. Like I will never forget my mom, no matter what I ever say to complain, I will never forget my mom being a fucking hero in that moment and like seeing what she went through and stuff. So when I hear this stuff, of course I know what Monica is talking about, you know, and I totally get it. It's just hilarious because what she doesn't realize yet, her big twist, they're all poor.
Yeah.
None of these people have money. They are all fucking lying to you. There is nothing for you to cry about. Get your ass down to some Canal Street, start getting a Cricut and start printing out Versace logos and getting that shit cut and just ironing it on sweatshirts, okay? Because they're all fakers.
Yeah. And so the mom gives her a cute little pep talk, and also her daughter. Her daughter's like, Mom, it's okay. Who cares? And basically, Linda's like, listen, you're doing better than I did. Okay, you're married. You have a bunch of kids. There's no man in your life that's constantly playing Gloria Estefan and Madonna, and you're just ahead of the curve. You're funny and gorgeous.
If your father was here right now, I'm sure that he would say to you, ga ga goo goo ga 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 shupa sha sha ga.
I mean,
Romance.
listen, you're doing better than me, hon. You know, you never had to do weekly performances of Gypsy with your husband
Such
in the living
assholes.
room.
What is wrong with us? So she's like, you did better than me, kid. You got married. You have kids. I mean, listen, so far you're ahead of the curve, at least as far as our family goes. I mean, at least you're not as poor as the rest of us. Just be you. Funny, smart, gorgeous. Mom. Sorry, I meant gorgeous. Did I say gorgeous? Where did that even come from?
So then Whitney and Justin go to a restaurant called Emigration. I have never... This show, it's like The Simpsons. What's going on with it?
Is this show just making
Emigration?
shit up? Like, what are they talking about?
Who names a restaurant Emigration? It just is so... Okay, I gotta look it up. Emigration SLC restaurant. That is just one of the funniest things. Emigration Cafe. Sorry. Emigration Cafe. It doesn't have Yelp reviews. Does Yelp even hit it there? Oh my God.
Oh, so fucking funny. Yeah,
It has
I love a Yelp review,
3.4.
girl.
3.4 for its reviews. Let's see a review. Not a good experience. Granted, we were 11, but Monday. Oh, it's party of 11. I thought she meant like I was there when I was 11. But a Monday
Granted,
night.
we're 11, but still. I mean,
Granted, we're 11 years old. We haven't fully developed our tastes.
You're not going to give us a fucking menu to color on. We're going to color on your table, Immigration. What do you want from us? We're 11.
Beer was warm. We ordered apps at the same time. We put in our dinners. They came out after our meals. Food was not exciting. They're better choices.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there are better tables too. I mean, this table was sad. So they went to we're on double date night with Whitney and Justin, and they're meeting Angie and Sean, and he is in skin tight, short. You know, like flood. Expecting a flood, as they would say in our day, but just like those like bachelor
Capris.
short pants, capris, yes, tweed. I mean, what is this? What is this guy?
he sort of looks
Incredible
like-
figure, but what the
Yeah.
fuck, dude?
Yeah, he's sort of like, it's funny because he's wearing a baseball cap, but in my mind, he was dressed like he was in Newsies. And so Angie is like, hey, gorgeous. And Whitney's like, over this summer, Angie and I started reaching out to each other and talking. And then we realized we didn't have to hold our arms like that when we talked, which was great. And it felt like our lives aligned. And Angie and Sean are such a great couple. Our kids love each other. We joke that we want to arrange a marriage between Electra and Brooks. And Luciane. Remember Luciane from last week? No? Okay.
That's like the next step in a friendship, right? Arranging marriages? Huh? No, Terry. And Angie's like, I looked over and I thought Sean looked so handsome. And, you know, I probably haven't told him that in 11 years because we just don't get out together that much. Guys, we can't have Whitney and Angie being friends when they both sound like they're reading off of a cue card. It's too much. Like, it's literally too much to recap.
So Angie's like happy with. She's like points out her necklace. She's like representing with it, and then Justin has a necklace with a crystal on, and he's like, "Hey, I'm representing with my crystal. It helps me communicate because Lord knows I need the help." Oh, whoops! This isn't a necklace. It's just the cap of a Hershey's bottle. Sorry about that.
Ah, Angie says. So Whitney's like, so we've been through a lot of transitions, right? Me starting a business, him losing his job, me unpacking trauma, him still not having a job. The point is, we realized we're not great communicators. And Justin's like, whoa, you threw yourself in there as a cause of the problems? That's a first. Yeah, because I realized that there were times like where I thought that I told him stuff, but I didn't.
I just wrote it on paper and threw it in the hot tub. So
I have to start writing it on paper. I had to start writing it because I thought I said things, but then it turns out I didn't. Oh, wow.
Memory
so you
seems
just
to be an
invalidated
ongoing issue
every...
with her.
Yeah.
So Angie's like, well, it seems like the crystal is working for both of you. And Sean is like, hey, so when you guys start doing things and developing career, that can make things difficult because you wake up one day and you're like, where's my spouse? Am I right? I'm like, who the hell is this? Did I marry Joanna Gaines? What happened to Josh Altman with the perm? And Angie's like, well,
John's like, wow, women working, am I right? Sean's like, wow, God, you guys sure make things difficult. I remember when women driving became legal, and I thought, whoa, keep your kids inside, guys. Like, all right, Sean.
Does Angie have a career, or is she just working in the same job that he is?
She owns 10 freaking salons with him and runs all
sounds
these
like they work
salons
together.
and a beauty company and stuff.
He's like, God, it's so crazy because, one day you're a couple, and the next day you both have your different careers at the same location and job, and you see each other all day, and you think, wow, who is this person?
Yeah,
I never
really
get to see them except for all day long.
It's really just weird how he words it. Like, when you guys start doing your own things. It's like, ooh. So then we get women working. And Sean's like, you're like, wow, I don't even know her right now. Why does she smell like garlic and yogurt? And Angie's like, sometimes he wakes up and you know what? Guess who we're next to? An 11-year-old, because she sleeps in our bed. Child still sleeping in your room.
And it's like not just the child. It's Electra and Celia. Although they have another dog, by the way. What was the other dog's name? I already forgot its name.
Faust.
That dog is not in the bed. Faust. Who names their dog Faust?
These fucking people, I'm telling
Faust
you.
made a deal with the devil.
Faust,
That
and
is not going to be a
Electra.
good dog.
I know. They don't research the names.
Electra, I mean, at least Electra is Greek, but didn't Electra have a famous issue with her dad? Wasn't that like Electra's thing?
Let's look up her thing. You know what? We should know this. This is important knowledge.
This is
for
important. I
this
feel like
podcast.
Electra was sort of like the female version of Oedipus or something like that. Right?
Electra, well, it was a film, a superhero film, but we want to know.
Electra myth.
The character is a highly trained assassin of Greek descent who wields a pair of sai as her trademark weapons.
Okay, so in Greek mythology, Electra is one of the most popular mythological characters in tragedies. She is the main character in 2 Greek tragedies. Oh, great branding for your daughter. She is also a central figure. Okay, so she is a vengeful soul in the Libation Bearers. And okay, so her dad was King Agamemnon, and her mom was Clytemnestra. Wow, talk about nepo baby. She murdered her dad, I think. So
Didn't they all? I mean, this is just bad juju. But I will say that I don't think it's that Electra because that's spelled with a C, and Electra is spelled with a K, and that is the Marvel Electra. That's the superhero.
No.
And she's the assassin for hire.
Electra can be spelled with a C or a K. I think she also killed Clytemnestra too. I could be wrong about this. I'm going through this very quickly. Electra has
Listen, I'm just
be
saying,
careful.
watch your back, right?
Watch your back.
And all of you, it's like, all of you sitting there driving carpool right now, like, God, Ronnie's really being a dick today. You know what? Look in your back seat and make sure that your son Chucky isn't holding a knife because fucking people never listen to advice. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, Electra did not kill Clytemnestra, but it sounds like Orestes was her brother, and the brother killed Clytemnestra. So like that family, they gotta, this is why, communication. Whitney is right. You gotta have good communication in a family.
This is all because Electra got a job.
Electra started working at Jamba Juice of Mount Olympus. And,
Ruined everything. The husband just woke up one day and was like, "Oh my God, who are you? Do you spell your name with a C or a K?" Literally don't even know anymore.
Wow, Electra.
So, by the way, your kid is way too old to sleep in your bed. Stop that. That's fucking... It's not weird, like creepy sexual. I'm not saying anything like that, but that's just very, very bad. It's bad for your marriage. It's bad for your child. It's bad for the world. Let's just stop it. Have your fucking kid get a job, okay? That's what your kid needs to be doing.
Yeah. By the way, I think I got the entire Electra myth wrong. I apologize. Don't write me messages. I'll rectify in the next one.
Okay. So Whitney's like, "I am stopping myself." She puts her hand like, "I'm stopping from wondering when and where they have sex. And I'm stopping myself from wondering, 'cause..." Whitney?
Oh, no.
Go ahead and finish the sentence. What was I saying? You're stopping yourself? No, I'm not. You're stopping from wondering where they're having sex? Gross.
Oh no, I just started wondering about what is buttered popcorn. Oh.
I'm gonna hear, like, honest to God, I love our connection, Angie. And, like, I love that we have a mutual mom connection. And, like, I'm gonna cheers to that. And Angie goes, "Yeah, well, I love you guys as well." She didn't say she loves you. She said she loves your connection. Stop jumping the gun, Angie.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hey, does anyone want to beat a salad? I believe it's a beet salad. It's not an invitation to beat a salad.
Oh, thank God, because I didn't know how to play.
You guys, I have been in so much pain since the snowball fight. And it seemed like that after Heather gave her speech, she really wanted to move forward with everyone there, even though I wasn't quite feeling it was directed towards me. But she was sort of extending an olive branch. Greek. Sorry, I had to footnote my own sentence.
I am so excited for this girls' trip. Are you going? Wait a minute. Is this like all the girls? I haven't heard anything about it. Which is hilarious. And then we get a Angie hasn't heard anything about the girls' trip. So Meredith is hosting a girls' trip to Palm Springs, California.
Oh. And Angie's like, well, I've been nice to Meredith when I've seen her. And Sean goes, yeah, you've done a lot of things for her. Yeah, I supported her fashion show and I sent people to do the hair. Yeah, we lost a third of revenue in that one location in a day. I mean, God, you should have seen how angry Athena was when I said, sorry, your lady's at the fashion show today.
And Angie's like, and this is the point of speaking, like, thanks for nothing, Angie. So now to see that I'm not being invited to this. And Whitney's like, what I don't get is this Meredith is planning this whole trip. And the point is to team build and to bond. So tell me, how are you supposed to do that when you are excluding someone? She starts doing this like rolling on the river hand movement. And she's like, it's just really bad energy. And I really don't like it. So we have to cleanse it. Cleanse the aura and send it away. Justin's like, why are you brushing me off? Should I move tables? Not you. I'm sorry. That was bad communication.
I can't say things have been that great with Meredith, but like Heather didn't invite me to her event either, and I had to get invited through Lisa there, and it feels like those two are trying to ice me out. And so Whitney's like,
they hate you because you're an asshole to them. Why are you so surprised at this? And she like treats everybody like shit. And she's like, I cannot believe I was not invited on a girls' trip.
But also notice it's Jen Shah's closest allies who hate Angie the most. So I still think there's some weird, like, there's something about the Jen Shaw relationship.
Well, you know, those girls know how to think long term, Heather and Meredith. And I think that they know damn well that Jen will be back. Even if this show gets canceled this year, Jen is out in 5, and they will for sure reboot Salt Lake City to do a rebound of Jen screaming at everybody. They're going to. Like, somehow those girls know that they're still going to stay on Jen's side no matter what. And I think you're right. Angie turned last year, and they're not going to turn.
Yeah. So basically, Whitney invites Angie to Palm Springs, and Angie's, of course,
California.
is so happy. California. And Angie's like, well, I do love Palm Springs. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, but like, how do you put like a hot tub in your hand? I don't get that. Okay.
So now we go to a store called Name Droppers. And
I think we've been to Name Droppers before. I feel
Yes.
it feels familiar.
It's run by the lady who played, not Blossom, that's Soleil Moon Frye, right?
6.
What's the girl who played the young Bette Midler in Beaches, and then she was the host of Jeopardy for a while, and she was on the Big
Bialik.
Bang Theory. Yeah, she's played by. She's also playing the lady who owns Name Droppers.
So Heather walks into Name Droppers, the chicest boutique in all of Salt Lake City. And the lady who runs it is so happy to see her, Tiffany. And Heather's saying that they're going to go on a girls' trip. And Monica is going to meet her there. But she's like, but I get the best stuff, right? So then Monica, by the way, so Heather pulls up in a like murdered out, matted Land Rover. And then
I love that car, don't you? And
I
you
think
know
it's
those have
beautiful.
terrible reliability ratings.
Yeah, but
you know that's the
they're so cool
manliest
looking.
thing I ever do is look up cars. I love looking at cars online. I go to Barnes and Noble and read car magazines sometimes. Like I'm a weirdo with that. I love looking at cars. So this one I love. I loved when she drove up and is it? I always thought it was like murdered out gray, but is it green? Is it like a dark green color? This
It
car
looked
is so
black to me,
beautiful.
but all I know is that Heather had one, and then Monica pulled up in the exact same one. And I'm like, you know, everyone's allowed to spend their money the way they want to, but when you're crying about buying a Louis Vuitton bag, but then you're also driving this sick car. I mean, maybe she had it in the wedding beforehand, but I was like, girl.
Yeah, I think that she was doing well for a long time and
Or
then
it's a
it's
rental.
poor again, and that's why it's rough. Because
Yeah.
you know that's why it's
That
rougher,
could be a
'cause she didn't-
leftover from the marriage, but I was definitely like, this feels like it doesn't match with the previous scene.
Yeah, you never know because you try to keep it up to stay on these shows. So who knows? She might be paying a crazy lease, but I don't think you get a lot for season 1 of Housewives. Here's what I say: why haven't you kept copies of keys to Jen's house? Not that that's really a thing anymore, but can't you worm your way back in there and get whatever they didn't repossess? Surely, if you knew that much about Jen, you know where her like hiding spots are. You know, she's got to know a couple of U-Haul warehouse locations. Come on, Monica, do some borrowing, girl.
So they're shopping for clothes for like poolside and everything like that. And Heather's telling Monica, oh, these girls don't play. They dress up, which of course is probably not making Monica feel better. And she's like, if Heather's brunch taught me anything, it's that these ladies will go out of their fashion, go all out with their fashion from head to toe. And my style is more like spit up on the side of my shirt and like probably like goldfish in my hair and like leggings and like sneakers and like running a little late to everything. I'm trying though.
And Heather's telling her, I'm here to help you, okay? This is your first girls' trip, and I know these women. She's, okay, give me some tips then. Well, actually, I'm curious. How are you even friends with Lisa? She's like, actually, I met Lisa through Angie K. Surely you're not expecting a twist in this story, right? There's not about to be one, so don't worry. Don't worry. Just a normal drama.
Well, how do you know Angie K?
Well, I met Angie K through Jen, and we've been like friends ever since.
Oh,
She's
that
like-
was a twist, right? Mini twist. Didn't see that one
Little
coming.
twist,
Jen.
little twist,
Right.
yeah.
It's tiny. So you're not close with her or what? And she goes, actually, I went to high school with Angie K, so I've known her forever, and I'm not going there. Oh, so even though you went to high school, you weren't close? She's like, no, I don't have anything to do with her, and I hope she's not coming to Palm Springs, California. Whitney, get out of my scene. Sorry.
Meredith said she's not inviting her, so I'm hoping she won't be there. And Monica's like, what? Yeah, I don't like her. She just seems catty and jealous and not anyone I want to invest time in. You know who I invest time in? People going to jail for committing widespread fraud.
I will only invest time in people that I'm pretty sure are defrauding really old people so that they die alone and penniless. And Heather's telling us that her feelings are hurt because this woman, Angie, said horrible things that she knows aren't true. And then we go back to Angie's audition last year when she's like, fine, I'm going to really bring it at this finale book party for Heather. You know what I hear on the streets? Heather is doing Barbie scissor kicks with gents in the beds, and that's why she's sticking up for her. You know, Barbie's scissor kicking in the beds.
Vagina to vagina.
Like, who ran this job interview that they saw that and were like, you know what? Make her full time. Make her full time.
So Monica's decided that she's going to give, well, Heather says she's basically going to give Monica the benefit of the doubt. She's not going to let Monica be guilty by association. So then Heather's like, oh, so by the way, what is your story? I'm sure there's no twists or turns in this, right? And she's like,
I was raised like Mormon, like kind of raising my daughters in the church as best as I can. Like, I don't know.
And Heather's like, kinda. Is that a thing? Kinda? What does kinda mean? And she's like, yeah, like I'm kinda raising my kids in the church. Oh, really? Kinda. Yeah, kinda. So wait, you're Mormon. You should not have had that champagne. Listen, I am like an alcoholic that has just quit drinking, and I'm very judgmental about everybody else's alcohol use, okay? So I'm going to tell you what you can and cannot do as a Mormon, and you cannot drink that champagne.
Well, my mom converted to the church, and I was raised in the church, and I was married in the temple.
Oh, and don't worry. There's not a twist coming up, so everybody relax.
Everyone relax. But I was excommunicated.
and Heather's like, for what?
For fucking my brother-in-law for 18 months. Twins!
I was floored. I was like, oh, she's the thing of like, well, I realized it wasn't for me and I protested and then they excommunicated. She's like,
yeah, I fucked my brother-in-law for 18
I just imagine Cherry Jones in The Village just being like, oh, we got him again.
This was me watching. This was me watching the show. Type.
Wow!
Literally hilarious. So Heather's like, okay then. And Monica's like, yeah, you thought you were a bad Mormon, right? And Heather goes, wait, shut the fuck up. So wait, your husband's brother? And she goes, no, my husband has a sister, her husband.
It's like, well, how did you get caught? She goes,
well, I confessed. I saw my bishop. And so, yeah, I saw him and I was basically kicked out. But my brother-in-law wasn't.
because of course they don't kick out the guy. And she goes,
Well, like, probably, like, one of the worst experiences in my life besides getting a Louis Vuitton bag. Because, like, I really did feel, like, so mad. And, like, I thought my coming out with it, like, I just thought it would be better. And I was just, like, shunned from everything.
And Heather's like, oh, yep, Scarlet Letter. And she goes, yeah, to like see him not go through anything, like what the heck. So this whole thing was cracking me up. I mean, some things it's like,
it's so fucked up.
Wow, you know, I got shunned because I had a Diet Coke and someone saw me and they told everybody on the Mormon Facebook, and then I got shunned. You're like, oh my God. But to be shocked that you got shunned from the church when you were banging your brother's sister's husband, I mean, that shit is just hilarious.
That's epic.
This has to win. I mean, even before we even make nominations, this has to win Best Casting of the Year. I mean, this is just fucking crazy.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So, you know, Monica, they're saying how they both have like similar backgrounds. And she says like, you know, I'm going to lay my entire past out on the table because the only way, the true like power in owning your past is that no one can weaponize it against you ever, which by the way, good luck with that. That's, welcome to reality TV.
Not true. Yeah.
But my favorite thing is she then goes,
The first thing I did when I left my council, I went to Victoria's Secret and bought like 30 thongs.
And Heather's like, yeah, because like you can wear panties now, right? I mean, the first time I wore panties, I had to borrow them from my daughter because I didn't have any. I only had like biker shorts since I was 20 years old. I mean, I had the same pair since I was 20 years old.
So, by the way, as we transition to the next scene, we get, obviously Trixie Monoclackle, but we get a soloist. Did you notice we had a soloist in the choir? It was one
No.
single voice going, and then the whole choir came in. I was like, wow, congratulations, soloists.
Yeah, it was like that alien blue opera singer lady from The Fifth Element. Do you remember that? Just that kind
I
of.
never saw it.
So it's a great movie. Still, I think probably would still hold up. So Meredith is showing her kids. So it's a packing segment, right? They're all packing to go on this trip, and so Meredith's kids are lying in her bed watching her, and she's like, "What about this movie? Mom, that one still has sleeves." Yeah, Mom. I mean, come on. But mom, that's a blazer, Mom.
Stupid mom. Chloe's like, ooh, I like that when you first pulled it out, but then you showed the straps, and I'm like, you need to take that back, Mom. Ugh, gross.
And
Mom's gross.
Brooks is like, it would be sick if you like swam in a surf suit. That would be sick.
That would be like a vibe. She's like, well, first, I don't have a surf suit. Second of all, we're in the desert, honey.
Well, I'm sure you can find one in Palm Springs. Don't people surf there? Honey, I just said it was a desert.
Chloe and Brooks are like, remember like 3 years ago when we went to Best Buy to get away from Jen Shaw? Yeah. Let's go back. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Bye, Mom.
Can I be the only person that's like fallen in love with these kids?
Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I took a photo of them.
I love them now.
And they're like snot, like in like in the best way, in the most complimentary way. Like their snotty look, just like
Yeah,
they're like
stupid
cartoons.
Mom.
I really am like very, very obsessed with Brooks and Chloe.
Me
together.
too. I've
Just,
missed the
like,
little toddler Brooks. Mom.
little Brooks. Little Brooks has a book coming out. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh God, don't make me hate Brooks again. Jesus Christ. It's been 5 minutes since I've been like standing Brooks. What'd he do? What's his book?
I don't know. I just saw like a promo that's like, this is Brooks.
Didn't he have that like YouTube show where he was interviewing other children from Bravo? Who was that? Was that Brooks?
Did he?
I feel like it was book. Hold on, let's look. Brooks Marks book.
put Brooks and
That's a
Chloe.
tongue tie. Brooks Marks at Brooks Marks Instagram. That is not a book. Okay, brooksmarks.com. That is not a book. The Art of Mark Brooks. That is not a book. I mean, it is a book.
Well, I
but
don't
it's
think the
not
book
his
is out. I think it just was announced.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Ben. Thanks for ruining my life. Okay, interview show. Let me see. Interview show. Growing Up Reality with Brooks Marks. In the Know. It's on intheknow.com. Brooks Marks, the son of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Meredith Marks,
It should be
sits down
spelled
with
in the
fellow
know.
offspring.
I'm
What?
in the know, mother. No, not that swimsuit.
And you're stupid. Yeah, okay, I guess.
More importantly, we now go
cares?
over to Mary Cosby, who's in her closet, and her son is there, and she's calling the Trixie Motel to find out about the accommodations. She's like, this is the Trixie Hotel. They're like, motel, yes. And she gives this look that like a motel.
And Robert Jr. is just sitting there in a chair, cracking up at her because she's so ridiculous. And they're, of course, sitting in her closet,
Yeah.
And he's just sitting in the closet chair, cracking up. And so she's like, hotel? Motel. And we get a Mary eye roll. And Mary is like, so do you guys have 2013 Dom Perignon? And he's like, no.
And her eyes bulge. She goes, I can't even bulge my eyes the way she does. She just stares at her phone like, I can't even believe this shithole that doesn't have Dom Perignon for 10 years ago.
And she goes, okay, do you have room service?
He goes, yes, well, we have a full bar. And for our food, we have 1 to 2 person shareable pizzas, sort of like a cheese board. But we don't have like a huge menu. She's horrified.
She's like, okay, thank you. bye. And she goes, pizza. And they don't even have Dom Perignon. Like, who doesn't have that? You got to pray for me. You got to pray for me, babe.
Pizza? So now we have Lisa packing, and John walks into the room, and he goes, packing already? Yeah, what you think she's making origami from her clothes? Of course, she's packing. So Lisa's like, yeah, by the way, look at this outfit. Do you die? Look, it's like big shoes. They look crazy, but I kind of love them. It's the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
I didn't die, but when I do, I'm not afraid because I know I'm going to get my own planet with you and all of your shoes. She's like, wow, John, that was so romantic. So, the last 3 trips we've been have been like the Amityville Horror Show, John. It's like the Amityville Horror Show. And he's like, yeah.
I can say Amityville because I'm from New York.
Yeah, it's been scary for the both of us. She's like, yeah, it was awful. And you know what? Meredith, I know, didn't invite Anja, and I'm bummed. Because, I'm not going to cry. I just wanted to get it out. Open the window, John. Okay, because this trip is it's going to be really telling who's really having a fresh start and who's packing things. Who's a fresh start? Who's a fresh wolf? Ding.
I'm gonna predict there's gonna be a little scuffle about the fact that Angie had to get invited by Whitney and not from Lisa, and then Lisa's gonna be like, "Yeah, but you haven't even been taking my calls." I guarantee this is gonna be a minor fight next week.
Oh, that's a good prediction.
So now we go to the Salt Lake City airport, and Mary's arriving, and she's like, "I'm not gonna stand out here; it's cold." And Ron and I can speak from experience. I'm still traumatized from standing outside at the Salt Lake City airport waiting for our Uber. It was so cold. And then everyone's just arriving, and Chloe's there for some reason. Meredith's like, this is my daughter Chloe. She just wanted to come and see everyone and disapprove of everything that everyone's wearing. Okay, Chloe, have at it.
Chloe, I just wanted somebody with about as much money as Monica to be here so you didn't feel uncomfortable on your first trip. Chloe, be poor. Chloe's like, oh my God, I totally wish I could afford something. Okay, bye.
Best Buy. So then Monica's like, I have so much anxiety. I can't be a 10 at the airport. I have a huge fear of flying, but I have tons of Xannies in my bag. So they're all hugging. The big news here is that Whitney is not with them because Whitney had texted Meredith to say that she is going on a different flight, and that's all she said.
This is a big problem in Housewives world. Just dealt with it on Real Housewives in New York, guys. It's a huge deal.
But Lisa's by the way, this is the opposite of New York because in New York, Jenna Lyons goes a day early and flies business class. But this is Whitney Rose going early, and as we see later, she flies Southwest. So it's certain key differences.
It's 1 hour early and still flies C class. She didn't even upgrade to the A class. So it's $20, Whitney. It's called the early bird pass. Okay.
No, I'm C26.
Meredith is like, she's taking another flight. And Lisa goes, that is crazy. Is she coming later then? And Meredith tells us, no, it's supposed to be a trust building trip. And it's definitely kind of odd and definitely kind of annoying that Whitney chose another day on her own. And then we see a close-up of the Southwest plane, and I die. I feel like the show is doing this shit to us on purpose. We never see them on the plane. They didn't have to do that. They could have pretended they flew private and showed a little private plane. Yeah. But no, they had to out. I was like, was there no shot of Spirit Airlines available for you people to take?
So good. So now we go to Palm Springs, and we're at the Trixie Motel. It's 9 a.m. So Angie and Whitney arrive. And this place is crazy. It's all pink. It's very retro. It's campy retro. And Angie's like, this is like a dollhouse. This is like the dollhouse I got for Electra. But as we all know, to be fair, that was just a stack of pita bread. So Trixie comes out and...
when I first gave Electra that pita bread house, I turned around and then I turned back to say, Electra, don't forget to put butter on that. And she was holding a knife. It was the weirdest thing.
So Trixie comes out and they hug, and Whitney's like, I've known Trixie for quite some time. We've hung out together. We call a bed. We had a bed of collab
we called a bed
together.
We called a bed together. She said, call a bed. And I said, yeah. And then I just kept dialing BED over and over again until she answered.
That was our collabed. And she was my friend first, so of course I'm going to come early to my friend's motel. I think it's a funny, cheeky way of marking my territory.
Okay.
Good luck.
I also love Trixie because Whitney's like, wow, this place is beautiful. No, she goes, my God, I knew it was pink, but I didn't realize that everything is going to be pink. And Trixie goes, isn't it beautiful here? You look so nice. I love the modesty. And Angie's like, you look gorgeous. And Trixie's like, well, I can't compete with you whores. I mean, God, I make you look 4 feet tall, but what can I do? I'm famous and have a motel.
So now everyone else, the other women land in Palm Springs, and then this chaotic, we have a chaotic interlude, because now they're all in the women's room, and we hear Lisa going, oh my God, does anyone see my ring on the floor? Does anyone see a ring on the floor? Oh my God, oh my God.
And now they're the biggest tattletale is on Heather Cam in the bathroom taking her own video. And she's like, I'm hiding out in the bathroom because now Lisa has gone completely unhinged. She came out with her pants down and she was like, Lisa was screaming about having lost a ring. Yikes. And then we just hear Lisa going, John is gonna kill me. Has anybody seen my ring? Has anybody seen my ring?
My ring is totally gone. I'm like pulling up my jeans and I feel my rings slipping off my finger. I felt like I caught it. And then I look and I'm like, oh my gosh, my ring is missing. I literally stayed in that bathroom for like 45 minutes. And like, what a shit way to start the trip. I like can't believe this is happening to me.
What a shit way to start the trip. Literally in the shitter, Lisa. So now Lisa comes down to baggage claim, and she's still going on. Like, I still can't find it. You know what? I'm going to file a report with security in case I find that. I'm really upset. It's sentimental. And Heather's like, oh, yeah, it's a very big deal. We're so sorry. And Monica's like, we looked everywhere for it. Because Monica's new, so she doesn't know like the level of 10 that these people are always at. So Monica's like furiously helping her look for this thing.
Yeah. And so this ring is worth $60,000. So then they're just joking like, oh, it's gone, you know? And like Monica's like,
Yeah, someone stole it. It's like in a pawn shop somewhere. It's like what Sublime said. It's gone. Yeah, me.
I love that Mary just like victim blames. She goes, well, maybe you didn't wear it. I had it on, okay? It was on the plane. Here's a picture of me with it. And then they show a picture. They show a selfie of Lisa that she took on the plane of herself dangling her hand like this right next to her face to show off her giant ring. Fucking
it's
Lisa.
amazing. So Mary's like, well, I don't think that ring was worth it. I don't think it was worth $60,000 anyway. So now Lisa's calling John. She goes, yeah, it's the big one too. Yeah, I'm going to file a report with security to see if they can find it. Yeah, I don't love that. I don't love that.
And then we see her reporting to security, and it's a guy, it's like the crosswalk supervisor. She's like, yeah, but you have to do something about it. He's like, okay. Yeah, because it's a ring. Okay. It's worth $60,000. Okay, you can cross now. Okay, well, I'm not mad. You don't have to say I'm mad. I'm not mad. I'm just worried it was sentimental.
You know, at that airport, they're like, okay, everyone, if you find a $60,000 ring, congratulations. Enjoy the present.
Some queen in Palm Springs like, girl, I just found Lisa Barlow's $60,000 ring. I'm going to report it.
So now they're all climbing into the van. Monica's saying that she basically put her hand into the tampon bin to find it and couldn't find it there. And Lisa's like, I'm just like so mad at myself right now. Like a $60,000 ring just like disappeared. I'm like mad about my ring right now.
And Mary's like, at some point you're going to have to let it go. Did you know that this place serves pizza? Lisa's like, okay, Mary, but it's still fresh, okay? And Mary's like, Lisa, it's not going to have fun. All she's going to focus on is that ring. Yeah, well, you know what? I've only lost one thing ever, and it was a pair of Chanel sunglasses. And I'm still like, where are they? Where are my Chanel sunglasses?
This is why they say more money, more problems, girl.
And Lisa's like, yeah, it's just hard. It's just very sentimental. Like, there's a great story behind it. Basically, John gave me the ring. Yeah, so it was really beautiful. That was the
Really
story.
sentimental. And Heather's like, well, I feel very sentimental about anything over 10 grand. So I get it. And the producer asks Heather, what's the most expensive thing you've lost? And she's like, my dignity. So she's like, well, what's in your favor is people might turn it in because they wouldn't see that ring and believe it's even real. And Monica's like, yeah, they're going to think it's a fake.
So Lisa goes, hold on. I'm going to call my jeweler. Okay, one of my jewelers. I trust, they have an NDA. I really trust them. So Monica's like,
Oh Lord, I don't have a jeweler.
and Lisa's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And she's talking about, Lisa's just going on and on about it being sentimental over and over and over again.
And she goes, yeah, you can't really, it's sentiment, like it's insured, but the sentiment can't be replaced. I'm like, yeah, well, the sentiment was nice and it's fleeting. It's gone now. You don't need a diamond ring to be sentimental about something, okay?
Yeah.
But if you really believed in sentiment, you would tie a twisty trash tie around your finger and be like, this represents my love for John because we're so sentimental. The other ring might as well have been garbage compared to our love. So Monica's like,
What the hell? I mean, how sentimental can it be if she's already on the phone with her jeweler? I had my hand in tampons in a public restroom. This is why I don't have $60,000 rings. Although, Mom, I have to admit something. I went to Water Creek and I bought a $60,000 ring. I just wanted to fit in.
and Lisa's like, yeah, but your rings are pretty though. She's,
Yeah, but they're not $60,000.
and you see Monica just like through this whole experience, you see Monica starting to get really, really pissed. Like she goes from being really helpful and really sweet to Lisa just nonstop whining. And you just see Monica starting to be like,
Oh, I'm gonna ruin your life.
So now we go back to the motel, and Angie and Whitney are waiting, and they're kind of like they're ready to pick out their rooms, and Angie's saying like that she's like, well, the other girls, they don't know I'm coming. Surprise. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. She just wasn't invited. And Trixie just like stifles a laugh, and she's like, oh, it's not a bad thing. She just wasn't invited. She's like, Trixie's like, you idiots. The way you're trying to just like sell this.
and Whitney's like, but I wasn't told I couldn't bring a guest. Well, drag is illegal in Tennessee. So guess what? We should do whatever we want. That's what I say. Well, given that the time of this trip is the theme of this trip is building and trust and bonding, bringing Andy as a surprise, I'm fully aware that I'm like poking the bear and lighting a match and putting it in the fire and throwing caution at wind and
crumbling cookies. Oh no, I spilled milk on the bear that was on fire.
I put one hand in my bush, but then there were two other hands in my bush.
Wait, the bear's in a house, and I threw a stone at the house, and it was on fire. The glass house is on fire with the broken window.
But if we're going to build trust, we have to burn down the houses and build brick houses at the YMCA. Whitney, you're just doing really weird lyrics from the 70s now.
Oh.
Burning down the house.
So they're shown the hotel. Trixie's like getting her tour in, and so we see the rooms, and it looks really funky and really cute at this hotel.
It's fun.
And Trixie's like, so which one do you like? And Whitney's like, well, wouldn't the biggest room go to the hostess? And Trixie's like, well, that would probably be the most diplomatic thing to do. She's like, but I came first to pick my room, so ...
Yeah, and we don't really know what happens there. But then meanwhile in the van, everyone, I don't know why it's taking them to drive so long from the airport to this motel. I don't know. The motel is definitely in Palm Springs. It's not like in Palm Desert. They're in this van for so long, and like that airport is close to everything. So everyone's like, has anyone heard from Whitney? No. All she did was say that she's coming and she's taking a different flight. Okay. And then we go back to Angie, And she's like, I didn't even tell Lisa I was coming. Imagine Meredith's face when she sees me. The one person you didn't want here is here. Ha, ha, ha.
There are other dynamics I did not think about. Like, is Heather going to be mad? Ew. Ew. These two are such dopes. First of all, they're sitting there. They're both in these, they're in the pool and they're both wearing these like pink sunglasses. Whitney has like little heart sunglasses and nobody's coming. They were expecting to like get in the pool, people come, it's this big surprise, but nothing's happening. So every time they cut back to them, they're just like, oh yeah, well, guess what? Then they're gonna come, but then they're gonna be like, wait a minute, what are you doing here? It's gonna be so good.
Because they don't know that the women spent an hour at the airport looking for Lisa's ring. So the entire time they're waiting, they're like, I saw the itinerary. I know they're about to walk in any minute now.
Yeah.
No one's walking in. So then back in the van, Monica offers a chip to Lisa. She's like, do you want a chip? So she like hands the bag over Mary. And Mary's like, can you not give chips over my clothes? I hate crumbs. I hate crumbs.
Sorry. And she goes, yeah, I don't like crumbs on my clothes. No chips for Mary. Got it. So then we cut back to Whitney and Angie at the pool. And Whitney's like, the good thing about being little girls, we're not old hags. Ha ha. And Angie's like, we're not old hags and bitches either. We're happy girls.
Yeah, we're happy, not old hags, because we're little girls who are not bitches. Yeah, we're non-miserable, unhaggy. They're like just trying to yes and each other, but like failing.
It just
miserably.
keeps going. It's so funny. And Mary's like, I just want to get where we're going already. And
Meredith has said for the 5th time, all I know is that she's taking a separate flight. How many times do I have to say this in this van?
So back to Whitney. You know what? This is going to be a fun surprise. Is that bitchy for me to say that? And Angie's like, I am prepared for God knows what with her. And so they go inside to change. And now the van's approaching. And Lisa's like, hi. Oh my God, this place is so pink.
And you think this could be like this moment where they're going to like walk in and it's going to be a confrontation. Like, here we are. Okay, wait, hold on. There's the gate code. Hold on. It's 3, 4. Oh, it's not working. Okay, wait.
It doesn't
1,
work.
9, 9. We have to press 2 of those numbers together. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, 3. Let me try. 1, 9. No, it's 3. We're coming in. 1, 9.
Try 60,000. Try 60,000.
600. Can't wait to walk into this motel. I'm sure there's nothing on the other. So it's 3 and then 3.
We better
and
get ready
2.
to jump out. Here they come. Oh, well, it's gonna be ting, oh, ding, ding,
Is there an asterisk? Is there? Do we have? Are you? Oh, you're holding it upside down. That's not. It's a 9. Okay, 9. 1.
Meanwhile, Whitney and Angie have just gone inside. Like this whole thing has been bungled. The whole thing just completely ruined. Finally, the girls come in. They've just gone inside, and so there's no big surprise. What a funny fucking episode!
Oh my God,
this show is so good.
Dying of this is how you do a Real Housewives show. This and Miami are showing you how it's done, and honestly, Orange County is too. But really, this show and Miami are really like this is the template. This is the template that Bravo should be following.
Very good. Well, so much of it is just casting too. It's like finding the right people. You have to find the right people to do it. And I think what they really did well this year was casting. I mean, I think Angie's ridiculous, but she's the kind of ridiculous this show needs,
Yeah.
So I even agree with that. I think it's been just great. Love it. And it really gives me hope because like I've said a million times, I'm always worried that everything's just going to end. But you know what? There's still plenty of life left in these shows.
There's life.
I'm loving it, honey. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. This has been really fun. First 2-hour recap. Our first two-parter recap of the season for Salt Lake City.
Wow, biggie. All right, thanks everyone. Have a great day.
Talk to you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.